I was walking around on a Saturday afternoon. It was cold and it was starting to rain. I was looking for a restaurant or a cafe where I could sit and have something to drink. When I saw one, I crossed the street and I was there. I sat at a round table and asked for a cup of coffee. While I was waiting for my order, I realized that there were other people in the place, but I sensed loneliness. I saw their bodies, but I couldn't feel their souls. That was because their souls didn't belong to them. Instead, they belonged to the internet. I stood up and walked between the tables. When I came to the biggest computer, I saw a thin, small man sitting in front of it. "I'm Steve," he finally answered after I had asked him a couple of times what his name was. "I can't talk with you." "I'm busy," he said. I thought he was working, and I apologized. He didn't say anything. Before going back to my seat, I wanted to see what he was doing. I stood behind him. He was not working. He was chatting online with somebody, probably someone he didn't know. And at the same time, he was playing a computer game, a war game. I was astonished. Why didn't Steve want to talk to me? I tried again to communicate with that computer geek, but not a word came out of his mouth. I touched his shoulder, but there was no reaction. I was getting upset. I put my hand in front of the monitor and he started shouting, "Leave me alone!" I took a few steps back. I was ashamed. I wanted to look and see if all those people in the cafe were looking at me, so I raised my head, but there was nobody interested in what was happening. I walked back to my table, and I noticed everybody was using a computer. At that moment, I realized that the people in that place were having a cup of coffee and a nice conversation with their machines, not with people. All of them were more interested in having a relationship with the computer, particularly Steve. I wouldn't want to imagine the future of human beings if they preferred sharing their lives with machines instead of people. I was worried and I sank in my thoughts. I didn't even realize that the coffee was bad, just as Steve didn't even realize that there was a person next to him. Comprehension. A. Choose the best title for the passage. Tick the appropriate box. Computer games. Computer programming. Computer addiction. The correct answer is computer addiction. Justification. The passage shows people more interested in computers than in people. Their souls didn't belong to them. Instead, they belonged to the internet. B. Are these sentences true or false? Justify. 1. The writer went to a cafe on a sunny day. The correct answer is false. The text says it was cold and starting to rain. Justification. Quote, "It was cold and it was starting to rain." 2. Steve answered the writer's question immediately. The correct answer is false. He answered only after being asked a couple of times. Justification. Quote, I'm Steve, he finally answered after I had asked him a couple of times what his name was. 3. The people in the cafe didn't care about what was going on between Steve and the writer. The correct answer is true. The narrator looked up and found nobody interested. Justification. Quote, there was nobody interested in what was happening. C. Answer these questions. 1. Why did the writer apologize? Because Steve said, I'm busy, and the writer thought he was working. So he apologized. Justification. Quote, I can't talk with you. I'm busy, he said. I thought he was working, and I apologized. 2. What was Steve busy doing? He was chatting online with someone and playing a war computer game at the same time. Justification. Quote, he was chatting online with somebody, and at the same time, he was playing a computer game, a war game. 3. Why did Steve start shouting? Because the writer put his hand in front of the monitor and disturbed him, so Steve shouted, "Leave me alone!" Justification. Quote, I put my hand in front of the monitor and he started shouting, "Leave me alone!" D. Complete these sentences. 1. The writer felt lonely in the cafe although. The correct answer is the writer felt lonely in the cafe although there were other people in the place. Justification. Quote, I realized that there were other people in the place, but I sensed loneliness. 2. When the writer saw that Steve was too busy, he wanted to. The correct answer is he wanted to see what he was doing. Justification. Quote, before going back to my seat, I wanted to see what he was doing. 3. The writer can't imagine a future where people. The correct answer is the writer can't imagine a future where people prefer sharing their lives with machines instead of people. Justification. Quote, if they preferred sharing their lives with machines instead of people. E. What do the underlined words in the text refer to? 1. They. The correct answer is their souls. Reference. Their souls didn't belong to them. Instead, they belonged to the internet. 2. Machines. The correct answer is computers. Reference. I walked back to my table, a computer, conversation with their machines. F. Find words in the text that mean the same as 1. Surprised. Paragraph 2. The correct answer is astonished. 2. Computer screen. Paragraph 3. The correct answer is monitor.